Pope Francis is back in Rome after an apostolic journey to Iraq, where he met religious and political leaders and prayed for victims of war and persecution. The Holy Father told Iraqi Christians that he can see firsthand that the church in Iraq is alive and that Christ is at work.
Diciamo no al terrorismo.
Over the weekend, Pope Francis encouraged Christians in Iraq to work together in unity for a future of peace and prosperity that leaves no one behind and discriminates against no one. EWTN News Rome correspondent Colm Flynn brings us the highlights of the Pope's historic trip to Iraq.
On Saturday, Pope Francis travelled to southern Iraq, arriving in Najaf to visit the Grand Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani, the most influential Shiite Muslim leader who spiritually guides more than 60% of the Iraqi Muslims. During the 45-minute meeting, al-Sistani told Pope Francis that he believes Christians should be able to live in peace in Iraq and enjoy the same rights as all citizens. In response, Pope Francis thanked him for raising his voice in defense of the weakest and the most persecuted. In honor of this historic meeting, the Prime Minister of Iraq announced that March 6th will become a national day of tolerance and coexistence in the country. Pope Francis then travelled to the plain of which is considered the birthplace of Abraham, to meet with representatives of Christianity, Judaism and Islam. There, the Holy Father said, "This blessed place brings us back to our origins, to the sources of God's work, to the birth of our religions. We seem to have returned home." On Sunday, Pope Francis travelled by helicopter to the city of Mosul, where ISIS first took root and brought the city to its knees during the war. He prayed to the Lord, saying, "Teach us to realize that you have entrusted to us your plan of love, peace and reconciliation." After Mosul, he flew to Correspondent, where he visited the largest Catholic community in Iraq, the Immaculate Conception. The Pope applauded the strength of the Christian community and invited them to trust in God's plan for peace. He said, "The road to a full recovery may still be long, but I ask you, please, not to grow discouraged. What is needed is the ability to forgive, but also the courage not to give up. You are not alone. The Church is with you." Concluding his trip, the Holy Father celebrated Mass in Erbil soccer stadium, where he joined in their love and excitement. He said he came to Iraq to recognize and thank the Christians for their witness of faith. In Rome, Colm Flynn, EWTN News Nightly.